Alright, so you know I be all over different places. We be building everywhere, right? We just be in the cipher, right? You know what I mean? All up in the rhythms. So the knowledge that came that was super fortuitous, and only a few got to hear it, because magnetism. Everybody not gravitated. You know what I'm saying? But most people are still in the level of confusion, the illusion. Got a mind and shaking, brain contusions. They don't know what to do, right? So that comprehension falls under what? We go back to the Farushka doll. The Farushka doll. Look it up. Go look up what a Farushka doll is. Say it how I'm saying it. If you can't spell it, say it how I'm saying it to Google. Go say Farushka doll. Farushka doll. Farushka doll. Farushka doll. Okay? A Farushka doll is a ornament created Europe, Germany. You see these little ornaments that you can take and open it, and it's another version of the same thing inside. It's slightly different, but you keep going down till you get to the smallest increment of it, and that one's not open. It's just the smallest version of that inside. Well, contrasted to most people's belief, they don't comprehend what it means. You don't comprehend the existence of oneself. You ask yourself, how come I don't remember my past lives? Because your past life, you was inside your past life. You was the light body inside your past life. So your past life was wrapped around this. So you was inside of it, like the higher version of your last existence. That's how that works. You was the higher version of your last existence. This is why you get feelings and you kind of know where to move, deja vus and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you was the higher self inside the last existence. So now that you came out and you got your own skin now, right? You have another version of you that's inside of you. That's the higher version of this body. So then the choices that we make through this life is becoming the frequency that will entail the level of wisdom in your next life. This is why it's imperative to make the right choices today based off the self. So self. So you got S-E-L F. So L is in the middle of S and F. If I put an H in that and flip it around, I got flesh. So that means the L, even in flesh, the L is just backwards, right? The L-E, still L, is inside of flesh, right? So the L is inside of this body. The light, the soul, the divine energy is inside the body. In between the flesh, the L. So they say, focus on self. You're not saying focus on this, what you see outside of you. You're talking about what contains inside of you, the L. That's why it's in between. See, it's I can't say etymology, but it's the correlation to the vibe. Like, how can I put it in the middle and then ask you to look at yourself and don't see what's inside of that in the same direction, like the sentence says, you know what I'm saying? Look in the self. Worry about self. What is self? What's inside of this flesh? Soul. See what I'm saying? Like it just breaks down to its own polarity and comprehension. But then you understand that you are charging this for that. This is why most people feel unfulfilled right now. This is why doing the same mundane thing is having everyday life. You know what I'm saying? It feels like, what is it? I ain't vibing with it right now. If something is different, it's off. Do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, this ain't nothing. I feel something coming, but it ain't what I think. That's because soon as this energy starts to fill up, and keep in mind, this is you realizing, and you don't even comprehend, like your body been watching life too. Not just through your eyes, your nose, your mouth, your ears, you hear. Not just that, every inch of your body been absorbing existence, right? So through the time of existence, through all our families, right? In this time, all those experiences we feel in our DNA. So that means we're aware of everything, every plot, plan, and situation that can possibly take place. We know what it is. It's not too shocking how things play out no more. So that means this existence did its complete cipher. It's done. There's nothing else to learn from it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be mentally prepared. So lack of knowledge will have you going crazy right now. You'd be like, you dig what I'm saying? So lack of knowledge will have you ready to do something out of your pathway and put you on another understanding. It might bring detriment to your existence. So have that knowledge of self. the L inside of self, knowing that that light is getting bright, preparing to go to another life. Dig what I'm saying? Like that's the real vibes. Like, that's the real understanding. Like, people want to know. They like, yo, what is it? That's what it is. That's what it is. Comprehend that self is filling up with all the information that it needs to comprehend. And as soon as you comprehend that that's what's taking place, it starts to put you in the beginning of transition, so you can go in the next part of your life and kind of coast through it, your physical attribute, into your next existence. You know what I'm saying? So you're filled up with the experience of what that means. So you start moving different. That's why they say when you know better, you do better. Like, each little piece of knowledge leads to something else. But everything is not particularly for the basis of how we see it through this reality. It's not that. It's to prepare you to move one energy to the next. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're going from one energy to the next. So what does that look like? Especially if I started out as a baby, right? And didn't have no conception to the world. But then the world knitted itself into my flesh. Started feeling everything. Bumps and bruises. Love, hate, anger, jealousy, wrath. All this crazy. You start feeling all this stuff. Good, bad, laughter, pain. You start feeling all this stuff. It's knitting itself into your innocence. So it's like, you can't say that, oh, let me teach you how to be good. No, the world attached you to it on purpose. So therefore, I could turn around and tell you later in life you need to find it. How much sense does that make? So, and the point is, you got to be aware. We got to change the process of how we look at going through life. See, they distorted that value. So now we think we're looking for something that we lost, when in fact it was purpose. It was purpose for the point that you had to go through it in order to prepare the light body. So through those processes, you're building tension. So what happens if I got something that got some pressure on it, a little tension, a little stretchy? It going to make that muscle, because I got to keep pulling it. So since I'm energy moving through fluid in every aspect, through my eyes, my ears, what I breathe, what I swim, my body, 75% of it water. So then if I'm electricity, I'm conducted by water, right? That water is electricity. Circumstances happen in different parts of my road as I walk. So that electricity spark right there, bang. You know what I'm saying? One spot, bang, like, oh snap, what happened? A lot of things happen. You feel it. It's in your flesh, like, whoo, it happened. That's what happened. That situation can be so powerful, you could be stuck in time right there, reliving that one moment because it was so electrifying, right? And then sometimes you can learn from it and be like, nah, it is what it is. They just on that level where they going. It didn't pull me all the way over there. So then you yank your energy back on your timeline and you kept going forward. You just learned from it, right? So you was able to document a circumstance like that onto your energy. Now you're carrying it with you, not as a weight, but something that you know, a guideline. So next time you see it coming up the road, you kind of move around it, like, you know what I'm saying? Because you know better, do better. That's what life do. Pull you left and right off you, but it strengthens that arm, like, so pull you left, pull you right, pull you left. You see what I'm saying? And if it's so bright because that electricity flowing, you get a situation that's real bad, like bang, you're like, oh snap, you seen that? You know what I'm saying? Yo, what happened? What they do? What she do? What happened? What they what? She cheated? It hurt, it's so bad. Oh, so bad. The end of the world, it's over. Right? And they stay right there. But I can't believe you lied. You lied, Tony. Steve did me wrong. Why, Jessica? Oh my God. It did me dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so shocking, electrifying. Even detriment things, when you don't get a chance to learn from the early things, you get put into other things. You're like, oh, that was heavy too. Sometimes they throw them at you on purpose. Situations, electrifying, knock you off your roll. Boom, like, oh, it hurt me. Emotional. What is emotions? Water. So you stay going through the water regardless. It's all conductive. It's all conductive. That's why I be explosive on certain circumstances. You just got to expect it coming. Like, all right, I see it coming. Boom. Right? So now as you move through this and you get through the water, you start to, your energy is so conductive at that point. It's so explosive from building up the charge, from going through life. Now you're powerful enough to punch through into the next existence. Now you got the wisdom and the knowledge. So then you come out of the flesh. You know what I'm saying? They be like, yo, they died. No, they didn't. Be like, yo, they died. No, they didn't. They went to the next spot. They went to the next existence. They gone. They up out of here. You feel me? Facts. I ain't gonna hold you. Just trying to show you something, man. NAGA the wise. You dig? I know I make this shit fun, right?